This is like, hang on, is this like the third season that they've been back on?
Yep.
Oh,
Round 3.
this is your third season, Madison. That makes sense.
Yeah. Every
Madison,
season.
season 3, third time with this one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, let's do this. All right, everybody. Since Madison does not know how to introduce her own show, I'm doing it for her.
You took over the second that I didn't even have a chance to take a breath there.
You jumped in, I had to back down, but I knew you were going to just sat there looking at me.
I was laughing at the little infographic of me like moving.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was jumping in a pond for one of them.
I think it's isn't it swimming?
No, there's a beach, but the one before that at the park, I'm like literally jumping in the frog pond.
Yeah, you know the whole story behind that, by the way, guys. Oh, so let me just make sure. Let's do this the right way, Madison, before we start talking. Like, we talk for 7 minutes when we do anything. Right?
Yeah, we need to.
So, this is Welcome to Laugh, Learn, and Eat with Madness, Madison Keenan, and this is the third time in a row we are doing the Real Realtors of New Jersey. So that means that we have GIna, which I can never pronounce your last name.
Scodella. That's okay.
Mine is worse than that.
Right. And then we have Kristina. Last name?
Hajjassan.
Hajjassan. That's not too bad. Okay, Hajjassan. All right. So they've been here before. This is their third time back, and they've decided for whatever reason to come back and talk to Madison and myself. Third time in a row, right? Which is amazing.
Yeah.
This is rare air. People don't normally make it back 3 times for our show, but I appreciate that. So, Madison, the story behind your little intro, by the way, when we were putting it together, was I wanted to show Madison trying to find peace in her life. In all the places that I thought she would find peace, like, you know, in the beach, the woods, and finally she ends up back in her apartment in the yoga mat. And that's where she finds her peace at the end.
I love that.
That's
And then we
cute.
destroy it by taking her through her life and talking about how miserable her clients are making her.
Yeah, this fairy tale has some twists and turns for sure. I don't know. I don't know if we're at the happily ever after part yet. I think we're like at the part where I kiss the toad and we're going from there.
Yeah, we'll get there. So, guys, real estate 2024. This is so weird, like documenting this thing with you, Kristina and GIna. Like, you know, what? You look at these seasons, right? It's like 2022, 2023. And every year is different. So it's not like it's the same old market anymore, is it?
No.
I mean, you guys are definitely way more like professional and probably more got more tools under your belt, maybe. I don't know. More people have been turned down. More people have been accepted. Maybe you know more lingo now. I mean, what's it like out there?
I feel like each time we come onto this, it's like a different part of my life. Like, I don't like the first time. I don't know. I feel like I was so different. It was only my first, just finishing like my second year. So now I'm going into like almost I just started my third year in May. But honestly, I've just been shifting with each change of the market, like just each day getting up, doing the same thing, working hard to still see those same results where it's still crazy. As you know, nothing has dramatically changed, you know, still multiple offers. But I feel like each time we do a podcast, it's like I'm in a different point of my life too, you know?
Yeah. Now, big news for GIna, right? Is Madison, I think you want to make this announcement? Or, I mean, how do we want to do this?
I've got my Remax girls in the north, and I have a Remax girl in the south now. So GIna decided to make the move from old company to Remax.
So when you make the move, I mean, hang on one second. Now, I want to get this in here.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the new company with GIna.
Thank you.
You deserve better.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't mention the previous company, which was, I mean, there's no bad blood, is there? Or what happened?
There's no bad blood. I just, you know, you come to a point. I came from another company before I came from my previous one. There's only so much you could grow from. And with our industry, we have that flexibility where we can leave. And, you know, it's still us, just a different name behind us.
Right.
So, you know, it was time for me to grow. I didn't think I could grow anymore where I was. So that's why I made the change.
All right, good, good. Kristina, now you're still at the same company,
Yes, I am.
right? I believe it's Remax. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm at Remax in Franklin Lakes, Bergen County.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you haven't had a desire to move.
No, not at
Why,
all.
why not?
Well, I'm comfortable with my company. I feel like there's a lot of support here. I have family in the business, so they're also here with me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like your company makes your business. But of course, being with the right company is also very important, even though they might not make your business or break your business. Having that support and, kind of like that backbone of your business, I feel like is very important in our industry. And I'm really glad that GIna made the switch to Remax because even though we're all independently owned and operated, we're all very much the same. So I think she made a great choice, and I'm very excited to watch her grow and finally have the support that she needs.
Well,
With
do you
us.
think like I was going to ask this
you.
one more question? Do you get recruited a lot? Like, do people like I don't know about Madison? I know you and I get recruited like
Every day. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I get calls a lot. I just hit my 7th year a few days ago, actually. Like, it's crazy. But
Yeah, to the car.
There's no
Yeah,
way
right.
warranted.
yeah, literally. And I get recruited all the time. But I feel like I have a bad rep now because I just hang up. And
Oh, you're one of those?
it's
Yeah,
terrible because I'll
I
tell them
always
to
talk to the
stop.
recruiter. I'm always like talking to them.
I feel bad. I don't get them off the. It's like like when you're at the boardwalk. I'll use boardwalk because we all go to the Jersey Shore. But you'll be at the Jersey Shore and someone will be like, "Do you believe in Jesus?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I have to talk to
Yeah.
them. So like I can't say no, but now I feel bad just like walking
Yeah,
away. And I get like thrown into their whole religion.
I know. Yeah. That's
Just say no and walk away.
So is recruiting heavy, GIna, in the real estate industry?
Yeah, I get it already now again. As soon as I made the shift, the change from companies, I had a couple people call me while I was still at my old company.
Mhm.
But it's every day. Oh, we want you here. Well, what are you going to provide different? What we need is a support. Like, as Kristina was saying, we're on our own. That my company doesn't give me anything either. It's just a support and things that really make you want to go to one company versus another.
Yeah, yeah. Madison, I know you last year you were switching when we did
Oh
the
yeah.
episode last year.
Yes.
And so I mean I know there was a lot of support or stuff like that you needed. You're getting it now. Was it the right choice, hindsight looking back? Or
Yes.
was it like one of those things where maybe, maybe not, or I don't know.
I think for me, and maybe this is one of the things that I learned in making the move, is that it's not so much about the company. And I think I put too much emphasis in the beginning of my career because it was my first big, like, corporate job, quote unquote. So I
Mhm.
felt like I had to be their team mascot. And, like, my brand had to always associate with the company that I was working for
Yeah.
rather than just distinguishing myself from the company I was working with. So I think now that I went into this new company with that mindset, I'm not out here being cross country mortgage biggest mascot. I'm just, hey, this is who I am, and these are the products that I offer. This is the company who's backing and supporting those programs. So I think like that shift. And I will say, just from knowing Kristina and GIna and meeting both of them through social media, whether you're in mortgage or real estate, like the branding of who you are as the individual, it really it matters, but not as much as you think, like maybe other industries, the company you're working for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
you've been in the industry, like you said, 7 years now, right? I mean, so Remax is a trusted product. I mean, honestly, the minute I think of Remax, I think of this hot air balloon, the red, white, and blue colors coming to my head, right? Boom, right?
Mhm.
And,
Yeah, I just envision Kristina and GIna flying away in a hot air balloon now.
Oh, God.
well, now
We need a logo like
in my
that.
head, I'm going to start seeing that. Yes.
No, now you're going to start dreaming about
From
it.
North Jersey to South Jersey.
I mean, do you think that the brand of Remax has helped you in your 7 years as a real estate agent, or yes, it was cool, but not really necessary?
I have to say, so I was at 2 different Remax offices. I was at one, which happens to just be down the street from where I currently am. And then I came to this one, which is the next town over. I think the only time that it really helped me in my career is if I was on a listing appointment versus someone at a no-name brand company or mom and pop shop, stuff like that. Other than that, not so much, which is why I say like who you're with doesn't really matter. It's your business and it's how you portray it to the world. But sometimes it does help being with a trusted, company that has your back. But to answer your question, not really, just those few times.
Now, I read on social media that you and GIna are co-listing together. What does that mean?
Yes. So I have a client who is a family friend of mine who used to live up north, and she's, like I said, great family friend, and she owns a property down the shore where GIna is. And she's, she wanted me to help her, but I explained to her, I said, listen, like I could hold your hand, but I have someone who's physically copy and paste of me who lives 5 minutes away. So I'm going to recommend you to her. And so GIna and I are collaborating on that listing together. And GIna is also helping them find another property, which you guys are closing soon, no?
Yeah, actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh, last year of the month.
That's to GIna because she helped my cousin find a house in Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Like,
Yes.
like about a year, right? Like that they were trying to find a house with her.
At least, yeah, it had to be a year. Then they kind of stopped for a little bit and then started looking
And
again.
for the record, my cousin's a fucking idiot. I don't like saying he can fucking listen to this episode. I don't care. Stupid idiot sold his house 2 years ago because some realtor convinced him that the market was going to crash.
Oh.
And to sell your house now before at the peak. And I mean, this guy's he's a nice guy.
He is. They're a nice family.
He's
Yeah.
generally a nice guy. He's not like me.
Yeah.
This guy's
Oh,
generally. That's right, GIna. Go ahead. I can take it. Don't worry.
No, I didn't mean to say yeah, but you were like, he's a nice guy, and I'm saying yeah, and then you said not like me, and I'm like, no.
But I'm just, this guy sells his house, and then he can't find another house to move into. And contract after contract, there would be some problem here, some problem there. And even my aunt said he was going to move back to Virginia with his family. My aunt says, no, you can't move back.
Oh my
Oh my God. Wow.
Like, if he moves back, then I'm stuck with their family and they'll never leave. So it's like crazy stuff, right?
It's funny though. I
It's a
feel like
long
we all
road.
deal with like people. I feel like daily, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna wait for the market to crash and then I'll come back. Like,
yeah.
Why is that like the new mentality of this year with everyone?
So there is something that is interesting because we have branches in so many different states, Matt. You know what I mean? And I know you're in Florida, but the values in Florida, we're seeing appraisal after appraisal after appraisal coming in, and they're dropping 10 to 15% below what the sold price is.
Wow.
And the buyer, unlike in Jersey, in Florida, is like, I don't want it if you're not going to lower the price. I'll walk.
Yeah.
It's because there's a glut of inventory in Florida, in the Southeast region altogether.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
So they know that there's 500 other houses out there, whereas up here, like you could go on Zillow right now, and for like where I am specifically in Passaic County, my mom and me were just looking the other day. There's like 3 houses.
Yeah, that's the way it is in DC Metro.
Well, it's definitely not 3 houses for sale, but there's a lot.
I'll leave that to the experts.
Funny thing is, Madison, your video keeps freezing at the right time because you have the funniest expressions when it does freeze.
Oh, great!
I don't know if GIna or you guys are catching that, but that's awesome.
I am. It's funny.
So, but listen. So I got to say this. This property, GIna, right? I'm sorry we got to talk about this, right, guys? But so this property that my cousin gets, GIna submits the contract. We do the loan, right? Somewhere during the process of the loan, I think the appraiser guy who says, "Hey guys, do you know that this is a condo, not a PUD?" GIna, I mean, is that normal in New Jersey? I mean, what the hell was that?
That was the first time it happened for me, honestly. But sometimes it gets, tricky when it's townhouses. Plus, that's a brand new neighborhood. It's only about a year old too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they're still trying to get everything right on their end. I mean, there's ones that are finishing are still new construction in there. So I think that's what kind
They
of
don't know what to
it
call
was
it yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was weird, man. It was like I was ready to go to close on this puppy, and they're like, "No, we got to get the condo docs." I go, "What condo docs?" Oh, it's a townhouse. And my cousin's like, "No,
love that.
yeah, it was weird, man." So I was like, I'd never experienced that before. And I mean, look, I don't do a lot of lending anymore, but I'm just saying, in my day, you knew a condo was a condo.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So anyway, all right, let's move away from my cousin GIna. You got some more exciting news coming up, I heard. I think this show's about GIna. I think we're just gonna focus on GIna.
I'm like, what else is exciting?
Madison was telling me like all this.
Oh,
exciting stuff.
I was like, what did I?
Well, I'm getting
forgot?
married, but that's not.
Yes, she's getting married.
That's not like big news.
That's like
I didn't know. Like, when we talking about business.
that was like old news, kind of, because
Yeah.
now the wedding is because they've been married for what? Like you guys have been engaged for over a year, but I was
What?
like,
Hold on.
2 years.
you're reading my notes wrong, Fobby.
I'm just going through the notes as a conversation. There's never been a script in this entire.
No, there
podcast
hasn't.
that
Yeah,
we've been
no.
doing this show. So GIna, you're getting married.
Yes.
You don't own a home right now with him.
No, not yet, but we're in the process.
So here's a question, right? Do you buy the house now, or do you wait to get married then buy the house?
Well, with my old school family, technically I can't get married. Just forget it.
Put the Italian flag on the screen.
Yeah,
People
Holy sacrament to go to closing with or something. Is that what it's called?
well, like to date, like if we're living in 2024. Like the normal thing is you get a house, then you're married. Like, but with the old school Italians, it's like you get married first, then you get a house. So I don't know.
She's a little torn between her career and her culture right now.
Yeah,
You're telling her to do two different things.
Maybe you could tell your father something like, "Hey, the values could be up, the rates could drop, and there could be a massive bidding war happening in 12 months, and we won't get a house, or I'll have to move to Florida." That's
don't speak that into existence.
You know what? You scare the guy like that. You say, "Look, Dad, I have to move to the southeast, like Alabama."
I had to tell my mom that.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Let's get back. Let's get
Thank
back
you.
to talk about these crazy clients of ours, guys. So right now,
Oh, God.
let's go to Kristina for a second.
Oh, boy.
In the northern New Jersey market, I know there's more than 3 houses, but inventory is tight, like crazy tight, right? Is there any glimpse of like any loosening of this inventory? Any glimpse?
I have to tell you. So
Kristina.
usually I'm down the shore for Memorial Day weekend. And this weekend last weekend, I decided to stay up north and just try to find some houses for my clients because I saw a nice, selection of inventory come on the market. So I worked all weekend. And luckily this weekend I was able to get a few things under contract or in review, but I don't see it lightening up. I mean, I have to say we do have a good amount of inventory depending on the town. Like Madison lives in Wayne. Like in her town, there's a lot of inventory, but there's anywhere between 5 to 10 offers, sometimes 15, depending on the price point per property. So it makes it a lot harder. And, I was really lucky on a property in Wayne for my client, and we went under contract like right away this weekend. And then all of a sudden yesterday, the listing agent gets a bunch of offers and he's like, too late. We took one already. But I was getting knocked out of review so many times because in New Jersey, we go into attorney review for 3 days. Once a seller accepts your offer, and then you go under contract. But during review, if a higher offer comes in or another offer with better terms, the seller can, rescind their signatures and go with another offer.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So that's been happening to me a lot up here, kind of all over the place. And like I work 7 counties up here. So almost in every single one, it's been happening. But yeah, so that's how it is up here.
Maddie, I mean, when you do a pre-approval for something like that, I mean, you're like ready to go, right? And then all of a sudden you get knocked out of the box.
It happened to me twice. No, what was it? 3 times I called Kristina. I literally had a little mentee bee last week about some things. And one of them was being this attorney review period where it's like, okay, great, offer accepted, just
It's the
figuring out.
greatest frozen face ever. I mean, when your pictures freeze, it's see that?
Yeah, look.
I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Take a picture.
It's frozen again.
Well, shit. But yeah.
There you go. That's a nice headshot.
Oh, that's
a nice one.
There you go.
Oh, that's a nice one too.
I don't know what I was saying.
With Madison, man. Whenever we're recording an episode with Madison, it's always something going on with her.
Shit show. Absolute shit. That's why we call me Madness. Come on now.
So now that explains some of the angst I've been hearing from you for 3 seasons. Because you're lending, I wouldn't lend in New Jersey, especially, by the way, after my cousin's loan. You guys have attorneys after attorneys like lined up everywhere.
So here's an interesting thing, though. And you know, GIna and Kristina, like they're only in New Jersey, so they don't know any differently. But I'm constantly having this battle between, and I guess it really is a case by case basis. But like sometimes the attorneys are like the blessing. Like me and Kristina have a deal right now where I'd be like, oh my god, I would never want to deal with all of this if we didn't have an attorney. And then there's other. Am I frozen again?
Oh my god!
Why am I frozen?
Priceless. Priceless. You couldn't take this picture if we tried.
I'm nervous. It's gonna be all over Spotify next week. Whatever. So yeah, and then there's other times where I'm like, oh my god, this freaking attorney is ruining everything. Like me and GIna had one this year where like our client was ready to sue the attorney over. So
how much do these attorneys charge?
1,500.
It ranges.
Yeah, it ranges. I mean, if you want to go with like a really bad attorney, let me refrain from that.
Yeah.
If you want to go with someone who maybe doesn't have a lot of experience in real estate and kind of practices other areas of law, they'll probably charge about $900 to maybe $1,200. Relatively experienced attorneys would charge anywhere between like $1,500 and $2,200. But I've seen attorneys.
Both sides have to have one. You have to have one for the seller and the buyer, right?
Yeah.
Just like New York, like I remember in New York when I used to do loans in New York City, both sides had attorneys. So it was kind of the same thing in New Jersey then.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
See, in Virginia, we don't have that. In Virginia, it's just a settlement agent.
Oh, wow.
And the realtors are the ones that you go to with any issues.
Oh.
Yes, the realtors are the one that have to take on, like, if there's a problem with the inspection or whatever, or the renegotiation of the price, whatever the settlement date's not working, whatever it is, it's up to the agent and their team to put it all together.
That's why I have an issue, though, because now you have two people negotiating based on how much money is going in and out of their pocket, not necessarily for the betterment of the client. That's why I do like the attorneys.
Okay. Well, you know what? You caused a pivot point here. Guys, GIna and Kristina, we got to talk about this, right? Because this is huge. And it's not on Maddie's little notes here, so she didn't put it on there.
I don't know what the hell's coming out of his mouth.
NAR settlement.
I'm not just. I can't.
Come on, man. No, we got to talk. Hell no. We're talking about this because I've been doing.
Still learning about it.
No, Fobby, I'm telling you, like we are not supposed to be discussing it, especially on.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I'm serious. Yeah.
So, let's see. What areas of it can you discuss?
Well,
how do you feel about it?
If you allow us to come on another podcast in the next few months, and once it's settled, then we can definitely have a discussion.
That's the question I was going to ask. That it's not settled, right?
Not settled, no. And
so people are jumping the gun on it for no reason, is what I was trying to get across in this one episode that I did.
I think some people are, I mean, everyone has the right to be nervous, right? Because this is our line of business. But at the end of the day, it's hard to discuss what's going to happen. So I think a lot of brokerages are just preparing their agents and their brokers to almost like prepare for the worst. But, for now, we can't really discuss the actual settlement.
The judge has not approved the settlement is what I'm getting at.
It's still not approved, no.
That's what I'm seeing. And I think people are missing that key point. They're almost acting like it's already over.
It's going to happen, but it hasn't been finalized yet is the right word, I should say. It hasn't been finalized yet.
But the judge could reject it. Judges have rejected settlements before and saying, sorry, this is not acceptable.
It could happen, yeah.
Right? Because it's like they started like 1.2 billion and they got them down to 436 million. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty substantial reduction in the settlement. Yeah. I mean, trust me, I get sued all the time.
Oh, that's not good. I hope that's good.
Oh, wow.
Good news.
I mean, no, trust me, I hate it. I mean, trust me, but I'm just saying to have a substantial reduction in settlement that's over 50% is pretty huge.
Yeah.
So I was debating whether the judge was actually going to approve it or not. So if there's a line in
Guess
Vegas,
we'll find out.
Right? But nobody's going to change their business model from what I'm hearing.
No, I mean, a lot of people are going to change their business model. I mean, again, without getting into specifics, because I'm
putting just generalities.
License online here by discussing it because you're not really supposed to. But you know, I don't think any agent is going to be, you know, conducting business the way that they used to, because now a lot of new things have to be disclosed, you know, or you'll be working for free, and that's just kind of what the reality is. So yeah, every agent's business model is going to change, and may the best win, and that's it.
Wow. I think the small mom and pop guys are in trouble. I remember the SAFE Act for the mortgage industry in 2010, and that's what this reminded me of.
Really?
Yeah, because prior to 2010, Madison, how old were you in 2010? Help me out here.
A freshman in high school.
Got it. So about 14, 15 years old, right?
Yeah.
So in 2010,
Keenan was 5. No, I'm kidding.
I was 2000. I was born. Yeah, I was 8.
8. Okay.
Even better than me being a freshman.
Kristina, you want your number in? Just
12, 13, 11. I don't know.
In 2010, our entire life in the mortgage industry got restructured because of the what they call the SAFE Act or the Dodd-Frank, whatever you want to call it, right? Because prior to 2010, you don't have to have a license. So
imagine going at anyone and being like, "Yep."
Listen, dude, there was people that were like
good, but walks like a duck and talks like a duck.
Yeah, there were people who were driving taxi cabs one night, and then next day they were a loan officer. You know what I mean? And they're telling you how to invest your money for investment properties.
Well, you know what? We still have dodo birds that pass the test that are still doing that stuff.
I was just going to say that.
That's like real estate too. You should see some of the agents I'm doing deals with right now. I'm like, listen, I know it's easy to get a real estate license, but then you look them up on like Zillow or like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, how do you do even 5 deals a year? I mean, you suck, but like, how do you do 5 deals a year? Like, blows my mind.
You're gonna like get rid of all of those people.
I think this whole thing is to get rid of all the people who really don't know how to conduct business. So I'm looking forward to it. I know someone like GIna is probably looking forward to it because it's unfortunate how saturated our market is with people who have no idea what they're doing, that it takes away from the people who really do. Like, you know, I was just telling this to someone the other day, like I could sell like 30, 35 houses a year, for maybe 40 if I'm lucky. But then what about the 5 people who left me to go work with a new agent because they were available at 8:30 p.m. at night and have no type of business structure?
Yeah.
You have to set standards. You have to conduct
your business. Give me an example of what a bad agent is. Give me an example. Either one of you two, or both of you guys. Give me an example of what a bad agent does.
Well, look at your cousin.
Okay.
They scared, like they were worried about their commission. If I'm sitting with a client and telling them if it's a good time for them to sell, I'm not looking in for my interest. I'm looking for their interest. Like, listen, maybe it's not the right time because their kids have to graduate high school, or maybe they're not financially in the right position. Like some people just can't, like, you know, they need a bigger space, but if right now that rate, they can't afford it. So maybe hold off, rent your house, and then go find something. Like I go in it as they're my family.
On that particular property you sold, I'd given him a 2.75 rate.
Oh my God.
He sold it. I mean, I literally, when he first told me that he never called us, by the way, down here in Virginia, he never called us and told us that he sold it until it was sold.
Wow.
I have an example of a bad agent. I'm going to literally paraphrase the text message that I got like right before. This is someone that's trying to put an offer in.
I love this.
I said his max pre-approval is $800,000 until we figure out 2023 income, because I didn't have 2023 income. I don't know where it went. Then he says, I saw the email. We may need to the pre-approval to go up to 900,000. Best and final is due by today. Just need that pre-approval to submit the offer. Thank you. If I just said his max pre-approval is 800,000 and that's contingent on me confirming income, where am I getting you a pre-approval letter tonight for 900,000?
Yeah, just give my number. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, here. I'm literally gonna share this for your contact.
That's the problem.
I can't do it tonight, but I got a guy that can.
That's the problem with these agents too. Like Madison didn't. I have a listing in Leonia that's under contract. We had an open house on this listing, and I had over 100 people there. The police showed up.
Crazy.
I had
I'm sitting at the front door with a clipboard, just
I had
like
47 offers on this house.
I should have came up.
Some were yeah, you should have. Some were cash, some were, mortgages, some were 50% down, great terms, 100,000 over asking, plus that even. And I called every single lender, and I can't tell you the ones that weren't answering. They're like, you know what? Like, I'm like, hi, I just want to discuss like your client X, Y, and Z. They either don't know who it is. Oh, yeah, I know who that is, but who are they working with? Because I sent them to work with this person. Now they're working with this person. The best is, out of the 47 pre-approval letters I got, I had 5, Rocket Mortgage or Quicken Loans, 5 Rocket Mortgage pre-approvals. I said, yeah, right, rip it up, not working with them.
Is Rocket Mortgage still in business?
Yes.
Rip it up.
Yeah.
I thought they were like going under.
No.
That's what I thought too, but no, they're not.
Oh.
Disregard, sorry. Anyway.
But yeah, like these agents don't care. They will work. This is what they're already doing, working for free. Because if you don't really know how much your client can afford and you don't have a relationship with that lender, then you're wasting your damn time, which is what 50% of those 47 offers, those agents were doing.
I used to have this one agent that would always bring me their turn down deals.
Oh.
Like, hey, can you do this? And I look at the credit report, like, you pull the credit report, like, well, look, XYZ mortgage company said no. Why would I say yes? Because unless the income miraculously changed from 10 days ago to now, there's nothing more I can approve it for. Guidelines are guidelines, right?
Exactly.
But I think, is that common for like real estate agents to try to get a higher, like, is that even, Madison, maybe you can, I don't know. Is it possible for a lender to give more value or loan, like a higher loan amount to somebody than I'm giving? If I give 800, could somebody really give them 900?
I see it
on paper, but then come underwriting time, no. You know what I mean? Like they can just yes them to death. You're never going to see $100,000 difference in qualifying.
She accepted my pre-approval, and now the poor after 30 days is going to get denied. I'm going to try to avoid her phone calls.
Right.
I mean, that's just such bad
business.
It's
a terrible business plan, but you know how many people do it? I just had another agent last week. I gave them a pre-approval specific to our offer. Okay, now I'm waiting for this guy to present a well-put offer together. I got the contract back. Oh, yay, we're under contract. Cash. I'm like, you got the offer accepted because you presented it as a cash offer, but they're using a mortgage. Oh, well, we're just going to do a little switcheroo. 1-800-attorney. Thank God we have an attorney in these situations. Yeah. Like, I can't order an appraisal. Like, I'll submit this. Like, you want me to submit this to underwriting, and then they're gonna have you write an addendum, and you're gonna have to tell them. So you're either gonna tell the sellers now while we're still on attorney review, or wait 3 days, and we'll charge the client for an inspection and appraisal, and it's still gonna get rejected because
that's like worse than putting an offer in conventional and then switching it to FHA. Like that is worse. Sometimes
people are getting crazy right now. Yeah,
it happens because FHA rates are a little lower, I believe, and I've seen it happen to a few of my clients this year where the lender's like, listen, they'll save like $85 a month if they go FHA. And then of course the sellers understand, okay, yeah, the rate's a little lower. They'll save some money. Go ahead. We're already halfway through the deal. But the fact that they did that with cash,
right?
And that's beyond me.
People do that a lot.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, this is not an FHA approved condo. So you could present it as conventional, but if they're going FHA, again, the condo questionnaire, you know what I mean? Like it's not going to work. So why waste everyone's time?
But do listing agents prefer conventional over government loans though?
I mean, it really depends. That's why I feel like it's so important to have a relationship with the lender, even if it's not one of my lenders. Like any offer I get, I call, I get to talk to them for maybe 5 minutes tops. And I just I said, listen, the more honest you are with me, the better outcome it might be for your client. Because then when I'm going, and I actually sit down with each and every one of my clients, if I have the opportunity to, and go over each one. And I'm like, yeah, their lender said this about the client. Their lender said that about the client. Their assets have been verified, or their credit is phenomenal, or whatever. No problems. Some lenders literally tell me, yeah, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not really sure. They haven't sent me docs yet. So I feel like it's just so important to know who you're talking to and what kind of client. So to answer your question, would I prefer one over the other? Not really. As long as the client is going to qualify FHA, then I don't mind. But like the listing that I have in Leonia, like I specifically could not accept an FHA offer because I know the FHA guidelines, and that house would never, the appraisal would come back with so many conditions that wasted 30 days of our time. Right. So, you know, if you're a good agent, like there's certain things you know about certain types of loans, and you'll know what best fits that property. So it depends on the property.
I think it depends on the property too, because at the end of the day, if you're getting financing, who cares, you know, if it's coming from mom or dad or the bank or a mortgage company. Yeah. But if you yourself know as the listing agent, it won't work for this specific loan program. Like people get so butthurt, and I'm like, no, it just won't work. There's just
like in GIna's MLS, like in GIna's Monmouth Ocean MLS, whatever it's called, Flex MLS, because there's like a million in New Jersey. We have all different ones. In her MLS, and I'm a member of it also, they have what they prefer on the listing.
Oh, wow.
When we go on the MLS, it's like type of financing, and then it's like cash, conventional, FHA, VA. But then some you see where it's like conventional cash, or I forget what the other ones are. Like I think there's like 203K or Reno. I forget what the options are. But
they'll suggest what VA loan program for that property. Exactly. Like, oh, this one needs like rehab. So like we're okay with accepting a 203K because we know that we would rather have the financing supported, basically.
Yeah.
Smart agent.
Let's reverse the table here. Are there a type of loan officers that you don't like? Like loan officers who calling you for business and saying, GIna, I'll do this or I'll do that, or GIna, I got the best rate in town. I mean, what loan officer annoys you? What kind of loan officer? I mean, not Madison, obviously.
What annoys me?
Yeah.
Well, like people that don't know their boundaries. There's certain people, you know, like you said, it's the same thing like recruiting, like different offices. In this business, everyone's trying to get a piece of your business. But in a sense, I have to feel comfortable knowing you're talking to my clients, you're going to be doing the right thing for them as well. And just like some of them are just in it to just get our business and nothing for us either. You know, it works both ways. If you're going to help me, I'm going to help you and grow your business as well. So not only I hope you help my clients the way I treat them, and I would help a referral, but sometimes you don't want to refer someone out if, you know, you don't like their personality, right. Or, you know, some people are like, oh no, I don't work with like the grants. A lot of first-time home buyers need that grant program right now. Like that's their only way in from getting out of the renting. So like people like that, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to send you someone doesn't need the grant. You know, because I work with anybody. Like, I don't care if it's from X dollar to, you know, on. You know, everybody should be treated the same way.
What about you, Kristina? Is there like type of loan officer / lender that annoys you?
I feel like up here, there's so many loan officers. Like, I think there's more LOs than there are realtors.
There are.
In my opinion. Yeah, it's actually disgusting because
I'm just kidding. There's actually two for every one loan officer. There's actually 2 realtors.
That's insane. I don't know if they're right, but I'm sure they are. But
the realtors, more of them are part time, because a lot of times so I'm only going by licenses. So maybe you're right. Yeah, they
are oversaturated up here. Like I feel like every other day. Same thing with like title agents. Like we should get a title agent on here.
Title, there's too much title in New Jersey.
Like, oh, I own a title company. Oh, I own a title company. Like, but anyway, getting back to your question, I hate the ones that message you on Instagram at like 5 a.m. Like, are you really thinking about your life that hard at 5 o'clock in the morning that because I posted a just sold property yesterday, you feel the need to message me on Instagram? And then the best is when I like shout out, like when Madison and I have a closing together and you get like the 10 loan officers on Facebook that are like, congratulations. And then they'll put their business card there. Like how fucking rude. Like,
yeah, that is.
Like I just closed it. And clearly we don't need you.
Those are the people I don't like in this business, the LOs that I don't like in this business.
Yeah, I'm always turned off by the aggressive loan officers.
Yeah, it's a turn off.
Yeah.
is.
And I know they're needed. I know that they do their job. I get that. You know what I mean? And look, I'm sure out of 40 some odd loan officers that work for me, I have some aggressive loan officers that I probably, don't show their aggressiveness to me, but out in the field they are, right? I just feel like there's a better way to do business.
I was just going to say the aggressive loan officers are losers, one, but two, they only think, they think that the only way to get business is from the agent. So they just have their list of people that they call at the same time every week, or they,
I hate that. It's like every Monday.
Right.
Yes.
And just checking in, just following up. Like I can give you a stack of all the loan officer scripts that I've been shoved through. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. How about we just go get coffee and
Madison, remember last year when I was, or was it the year before? I was almost convinced that every loan officer was on
the same script. She goes, "Are you guys all taking a class or something?"
I'm like, "Are you all taking a Tom Ferry class or one of those realtor classes?"
Yeah.
I'm like, all of you sound exactly the same. Some kid called me. I won't say any names, but one kid would call me at 9:00 every Monday. "Hi, this is so-and-so from so-and-so mortgage company. And I'm just checking in with you. And, I just want to see if there's anything I could do to help your business." "Okay, no, not today, kid. All right. Next person, 10:01. Get a call from same person. No, not the same person. Same company from a different person. But then in the afternoon on Mondays, I guess a new company would start doing the same script. And it would be those guys saying the same thing. And I'm like, I literally asked the last person who called me that day, I'm like, "Are you all taking the same course? Are you more?" Because Madison was doing it too. And I remember her showing me the script. I'm like, all of you have to be taking the same damn class because you're all calling me with the same script.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I told them to take me off of the list.
In your office. Yeah, I was sitting in your office.
You have to answer your phone, right? If someone calls you and you don't recognize the number, you got to pick it up because you're a realtor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But then I always say if it's something I'll get things too, "Oh, we could give you 10 listings a month," one of those scams. I'm like, "No, I'm at an appointment." Then you hang up. Because then the people if you do, what was that?
If it's "Hi, this is so-and-so with homes.com," I just hang up. I don't even.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the credit card scams now where it takes yes or no or hello and then it changes your voice and then they can get into all your bank accounts. It happens so much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
are you guys using AI in your business yet?
I do all the time. I let it
walk me through this. This is fascinating to me. I bought into AI and I'm heads deep into it. Tell me what you guys are doing on the real estate side with this.
Nothing.
Really?
I should probably start.
Oh my God.
I'm old. I guess I'm old school. I don't even want to know what it is.
That's how I was, Jim. Every time he talks about AI last year, I was like,
ugh. Yeah. Well, I just started using AI this year and I use it to really write my listing descriptions.
Yeah.
Or if I'm making I'm really big on these magazines. I'll show you one of the magazines that I just got made. GIna, I think, got them made because I made this marketing company call her this one.
No, I got those done from Triple Play 2 years ago. Those are good. I like those.
Yeah, but anyway, so I started making my own personal pages in here. So it's not just a format. I'm writing them, but I tell AI what I want and then they put it in here.
Yeah.
Well, I send it to the editor and then they put it in there.
Are you using ChatGPT for it?
No. So Canva actually has
the magic right.
Yeah, and that's what I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
ChatGPT for me is my lifesaver. I swear to God. I can't tell you guys. How much of my life ChatGPT has taken off of my load.
Really?
Just the other day, my branch manager in Orlando was freaking out about this appraisal. That's what we're talking about in Florida, right? And I literally took the appraisal report, I fed it into ChatGPT, and I said, act as an appraiser and tell me the best comps that this appraiser was using. So it went through all 7 comparables and listed the ones in sequential order that were best, could support the value.
Oh, wow.
Right? But the one that was number 1 had not been sold yet. And that was the strongest comp she had. So I called her back. I said, listen, here's a catch. Call the listing agent. Find out why this one hasn't settled. Once it settles, you can raise the value. But if it hasn't settled, then you know why your price has been degraded.
Mm-hmm.
But that answer was within 12 minutes.
Shit.
Wow.
It was done. It was over. There was no more going back and forth with my appraisal desk.
Wow.
So,
I go 50-50 with these things though, because I see as like someone that used to be a loan partner assistant and like being like in the background of things, like if you start losing touch with being able to do things and then that system isn't working for you, or like that person that you have doing that thing isn't there and you need to do something, like I know guys and loan officers that don't know how to order an appraisal, don't know how to like pull credit, don't know. And I'm not saying that those activities are necessarily making or breaking our role, but like, God forbid, like if I get a pre-approval on the weekend, I don't have to wait for my loan partner assistant to clock in on Monday to order credit. I could just go, you know what I mean? So I do fear that with all of this stuff comes a little, is JP calling you?
This is my chat GPT talking to you. It was over listening to our conversation just now.
Can make a big difference for clients and ensure you don't
Who are
lose.
you? Tell her Madison said screw you.
Can you tell me like how I could write a better listing for my houses that are going on an open house this weekend? Watch what happens.
Absolutely. Crafting a compelling listing can make a big difference. Here are a few tips. 1, start with a catchy headline. Grab attention with something unique about the property, like charming family home with spacious backyard, or modern condo.
So I go on and on, but it just, I mean, literally, and by the way, it speaks multiple
I
languages.
would have to skip through it. Oh my gosh.
So you could actually have a Spanish borrower and say, I need you to be the translator between me and this borrower. He doesn't know how to speak English. He speaks Spanish. And it will translate back and forth between English and Spanish for us.
That's when it comes in handy for sure.
Yeah, no, I think there's
Italian in your case, GIna. You could do Italian with your grandmother.
That's true. I'll start. Send me the app.
Is it an app, Fobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
It's a chat GPT. So I pay premium for it. It's the best $20 a month I'll ever spend. Right.
Oh, wow.
And then
Chat
but the app is free, by the way. So I downloaded it for my aunt over the weekend because she loves the fact that it speaks Urdu to her. That's her native language in Pakistan. And she was just going off on it over the weekend with me. So she's like, put this on my phone, because it literally speaks.
This one.
You got to be
the
careful.
white one?
Yeah, it's that one, I think.
Open AI, and it's free. Because there's a lot of cons on the store that'll try to get you to get theirs, and they'll make the logo even look like the Open AI logo.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
They charge you any money,
I
delete it.
downloaded it.
Yeah. Look at that. I'm
I'll
converting
try.
you guys live on Live London League.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, look, we're coming up to the last seconds here. This was very quick. Was this quick for you guys?
yeah.
Yeah. We're having fun. We're
comfortable.
comfortable with each other now.
I know everyone's relaxed, everyone's opening up.
Anybody want to throw out
Yeah.
some Klein horror stories before we wrap? We wouldn't be a podcast episode of the Real Realtors of Jersey without a Klein horror story. GIna, Kristina, Maddie. I mean, anyone got one?
I don't know if I have
Me
any.
and Kristina are hoping one of our sellers doesn't pass away before we get the clear to close.
God forbid.
No, it's terrible.
It's terrible. And her name's June, so we're like, June's just gotta make it to June.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, we're really.
We're going to hell.
So
It's fun.
we represent the buyer, to be fair, but the seller's agent is a sweetheart, and she was really nice and felt for our client, and that's the reason why they accepted our offer.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, she's an older woman. I think she's like 93 or 94, maybe even older.
96, she said.
96, and she's on hospice. So
no,
her kids are taking over the file right now, and unfortunately, if she passes, then the deal is gonna get delayed. So we're just hoping to push through, and Madison can get the job done, and her team soon. It's still in review. And
No, it's a state grant. So the file is with the state of it's in the state of New Jersey's.
I don't want to get into detail because it's no one's business.
It's okay, but no one knows.
But yeah, so that's it.
Well, we recorded Madison talking to her underwriter the other day, so just trying to win the case against the. For your case. Just give you a heads up, GIna. No crazy client. Like no one's like drove 1,000 miles with you and then ghosted you.
Well, the only crazy thing that I actually had recently was with your cousin when I waited online in West Windsor for like 8 hours to get on the new construction line. Remember? I reached out to you.
Oh my God! Yeah, you guys had a camp out.
He camped out, and then he had to go to work. So I got there at like 7:00 until like 3:00 until his wife could come after, she got the kids and everything. And there was no bathroom. I was literally on the beach chair, like next to my car, and there was like 20 people. Like people were camping out for 2 days. That's how bad the inventory is.
I don't get that, man. I mean, it's insane in North. I mean, it starts here in Virginia, by the way, Northern Virginia, and then I guess it goes all the way up.
Yep.
Because the minute you go south of here, all of a sudden inventory, like there's, to quote Madison, is plentiful.
That's a nice word.
I kept using that on one of our podcasts.
Plentiful.
I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah.
They have a lot of new construction in Florida too, and like probably South Carolina that makes it plentiful.
Well, I think they build too much in Florida, and I think that's why they're having an inventory issue.
No, Kristina, it's not too much. It's plentiful.
Plentiful.
Yeah.
You gotta say the right way.
Plentiful high rises.
What were these builders thinking? Like, I guess when COVID hit, they're like, oh my God, everyone needs to come to Florida. And they just, boom, built all these buildings.
Everyone was going to Florida.
I know, but every time I go to Boca Raton, like, and I frequent, like, the Boca Raton Beach Club. I love it there. I wish I could afford to buy a $10 million house there, but obviously I can't. So that's on my dream.
That's second up.
Yeah, but anyway, so every time I go there, there's a new building. I'm like, dude, I come here every 6 months, and then there's a new building. Like, it's insane.
The thing is, Florida, you got to remember, most of the Southeast, right, all the way to Texas, there's 12 months of sunshine.
Yeah.
There's no snow days. There's no freezing moments. They can always dig.
True.
And when you have that, you know what I mean? It's like that. You're constantly just always building and building and building. And so it works for them. But yeah. All right. So guys, we got a couple of horror stories in for clients, for lenders, and for realtors.
Yeah. The triple
we touched on it all.
I believe I did my job as a host here today.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
A+ for question asking today, Fobby. He keeps grading my question abilities.
Well, I think you
were
were
an A+ today. You went from an A- to an A+.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Madison. I appreciate the grade. I always look to move up in my grading skills.
I'm at a C-, guys, in case anyone was wondering.
You guys know why she's at a C-? You guys want to experience it?
No.
Ask a question. Go ahead, ask a question.
No. No, you know what it is? I just ramble. You both know this about me by now. Once I get going, I can't stop.
Kristina, she asks a question, and then like 5 minutes later, you get to answer it.
Yeah, that's true. That's like our friendship too, because we're like the three of us are friends outside of work too, and like GIna's bachelorette trip is coming up, and we're going on that.
Oh God, that's gonna be the next one.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to record an episode of GIna's bachelorette.
Yeah,
if you guys want to do a remote version,
like in the corner of GIna's bachelorette party,
that would be fun.
Make sure you guys are all lit. Like when you're lit, we'll do that episode.
Oh yeah.
If I gotta wake up out of bed at 2 a.m, just call me. I'll do it.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right. We'll
Sounds
do
good.
All right, guys. We'll hang tight, and thanks for coming on here for season number 3 of Real Realtors with Jersey. We got GIna and Kristina and one and the only Madness. And where is the music?
Oh, this is why we need JP. Wrap it up.
JP, man, he's letting us down, Madness.
Oh, JP.
Where is that guy?
Where is that guy?
We're trying to manually wrap it up now.
He's literally texting me right now, by the way. He's like, hey, can we talk? Like, no, I'm on a recording episode.
Busy.
Yeah, I'm doing something that you should be doing.
My girls that you're supposed to be on here for.
All right, Madness, say what you got to say.
JP, wrap it up. JP.